Alright, welcome back. So we did our lines here. We noticed the imperfections about here. I suppose I could have just used my thumb. I didn't think about that. But these are going to be a little bit wider. Not much we can do about that. Well, I mean, we could, but we shouldn't. Therefore, I won't. We started kind of grinding these down with this coarse round file. I have another coarse round file. It's a smaller size. Rusted to shit, but it'll still work. And I've got a smaller fine grained file and an even finer one here. It's also round. So I may switch over to half moons once we start removing a lot of material, because I don't necessarily want to be digging into too deeply in the round shape. Once we start to get to the finishing side of things, I won't be able to. Don't want to dig into it too deeply with a round file when I can use a half moon, and that'll take a while. That'll take a while. So started cutting our grooves here, and I'm just going to go and take the chisel and start to kind of work these to cement them as much of my head as anything else. So it starts here, right at the end of the hand grip. I'm just gonna go ahead and start digging. The hand grip, the handle. All right. Makes me nervous. Really, we're just carving this to give the file a path to work down, because we're not really going to be able to do this with chisel. I'm going to have to put some serious pressure on here too, so even though it's they do call them ironwood pines, but it's a solid piece of wood. Had a little bit of a tear out there. This is loose right here. Okay. I'll have to keep an eye on that around the other parts of the cracked areas. Okay. Oops. Man, between all the wands I've worked on in the past almost 2 days, man, my hand's starting to hurt a little bit, to be honest. Especially here where I have to put pressure on it to make this groove, but also have to fight my own pressure so I don't slip the chisel. It's almost not even making a mark. Holy shit. Man, this miner's been faster using a file. Okay, let's make sure. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be a little more difficult right there. Do that knot. Oop, shit. Okay, well, be a little more careful, I guess. get a little softer up there. Makes me nervous. I know I'm not saying much. I'm trying not to screw this up. That's right, I had to adjust this line because it's not over here. I mean, throughout this process, I'm still looking at my line and making sure that I agree with why I put them where I put them. Because it could have just been, you know, messing up with a red pencil. These are just general lines. Even now with this groove, they can still be fixed with a one of the files if I, you know, feel the need to. I just can't really see what I'm doing. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Yeah, my dad asked me how long it takes me for one of these wands, and I tell him it takes between like 3 to 5 hours of hands-on work, sometimes more. Like this is probably going to take more. It might be one of the more boring ones in the series, but I promise you'll know if I jack it up beyond repair. And then you start and that doesn't include the sanding and filing time usually, unless it's part of the video. But the finishing stuff, that cycle isn't included in that. And if well, I mean, I wouldn't quit my day job for this, but there'd be no way I'd be making my hourly rate, or even 2 hourly, 2-hour rate in a single day. Absolutely no way. If I were just to do this. And I think it would probably ruin it too, just to be frank. But this is something I can do into old age, as long as I can keep getting, well, I probably need bifocals at this point, but as long as I can keep getting stronger glasses and my hands are still somewhat steady, then it should be okay. Sorry. Keep forgetting I moved this up higher to, so I wanted to leave the garage door open a little bit more for more air, because it just acts like an oven in here without airflow. But I don't want to get their license plates in here because that's kind of not right. Oh my God, come on. Jesus. Shit. It's alright. Get a little soft here on this end. So I hope it'll cooperate. Okay. Crap. It took about 20 minutes. Looks like shit. That'll work. I expected it to be a little easier, except in my head it's still pine. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's just pine. Let's go ahead and do it. Jesus, that is some solid shit. Probably why they call it ironwood, right? Alright, so here we are, 19 minutes in. And let's just go ahead and take a look at a corkscrew. Some of this stuff to be cleaned up a little bit with the file, of course. It's going to be about that thick, so that'll get rid of some of these things, make some of these a little bit wider. We can't do anything about that discrepancy still, but it's just kind of the way it goes. It's not bad. We did have some tear out here where these cracks are. I suppose the wood is probably a little bit weaker there. Yeah, not bad, not bad. So, we know where we're going with this next video, and that's with the file, because that's how this wand's going to get done. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure, frankly, I'm not sure about a couple things. One is the inside. I'm not sure about that, how that's going to work. I don't have, even if I had a drill bit long enough, it's not going to work like that. So it may just not happen. It may just not be hollow there. And I guess that's just going to have to be okay. So that actually makes more sense with this wand though, because otherwise it would need a band, and then the band would have to be contiguous, and then the inside I'd be fighting these knots every step of the way. So yeah, that's just not going to happen. And then we'll just widen these with this file, this coarse file. Although I may go over with this one first. It is actually more coarse than this one is. You probably can't see that. It's rusted to shit. It rarely gets used. It's an old farm file that back when I was in the States, the mainland I should say, because Hawaii is still part of the United States, you could get just a box of farm tools. And as long as you were willing to pay the shipping, then it was pretty reasonable. It's like 30-40 bucks, maybe 30-40 bucks shipping, that you would get stuff like this, a variety of it that you would pay more for to buy new, and half the time the old stuff is of better quality. So at least for the tools that I work with, I can't speak for all things, right? But their files were good enough, strong enough, that they would literally just make chisels out of the files. So and they still work. I still have plenty of those. I just don't have a use case for them, in this case. So in fact, some of them are scoop ones, which would be pretty helpful here if this was about 10 times larger. So all right, there we go. We know where this is going next, and I have a strong feeling that my hands are going to be cramped to shit here in every video with this wand, I think, just about. So oh yeah, one of the things I haven't decided is, what am I going to do with these areas in here? Am I just going to leave them like that, just some sandpaper over them to get rid of the red lines? I haven't decided on that yet. There's not much I can do with them, but they are going to be what sticks out once these grooves start getting deeper and deeper. I haven't decided how much deeper, I guess at this point, how much deeper I'm going to go with the grooves. I have to go a lot deeper though, right? Since I'm not going to hollow it out, it has to, these are going to have to be pretty deep. I just don't know how deep. And this wood is actually really, really freaking solid. It's acting a lot like hardwood. And no, I haven't read up about ironwood pine yet, so that might be something I should have expected had I read up about it. But part of the fun with this is just kind of saying, screw it, let's do it, and rolling with it, right? So, all right, there we go. End of video 2. No major catastrophes yet.